Hello and welcome to the Pedro and Banana podcast. How are you, Hannah? Banana.
Currently very banana-y. I feel like we need to explain something to our listeners who listen to podcasts that we are now on YouTube.
Please be my guest.
We're now on YouTube.
Oh, what? Oh, right. Yeah. So people just listening, they can't see us, obviously.
No.
Okay. So tell them what you're wearing. She's wearing a beautiful green ball gown. She's got her makeup done fully. Absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, Diamante tiara, and I'm wearing a boiler suit, and I'm covered in blood.
Whoa. Maybe they need to check YouTube just to see what it is we're actually wearing.
If they don't, then they'll never find out that I'm naked. I'm completely naked online. Hey.
Yeah, that's a whole other website, not YouTube.
Oh yeah, that's like the OnlyFans. I wanted to talk to you about OnlyFans actually.
You always want to talk to me about
because I'm trying to get you on there so you pull in some big cash and I can be your money. Andrew Tate style pimp.
Yeah, I know. You do say that often.
Of course, if he's found innocent, I'll probably be sued for saying that. But
yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Ah.
Would I have to wear the hat? This thing?
I don't know. Some people are into like women having sex with fruit.
Okay.
So
I mean, it is
might be a thing. I suppose like some fucked up businessmen might have childhood memories of someone dressed up as a banana and use that in a sexual way. I don't know. I don't do that stuff, so I don't know. You tell me. You're the sick pervert with a banana on her head.
It's actually cutting off around my throat.
Is it?
It's really tight around there.
I thought you loved it. Why did you bring it?
Why did I bring it?
Because I just literally landed and came straight here. So at least I have a reason for my outfit, but I can see no reason for yours.
I have seen you get super excited about the Amazon parcels arriving, and when you pulled out the pilot one, I thought, oh, I'd look really good in that. And then you pulled out the banana, and obviously I have to wear the banana.
No, you don't. We can swap.
No, Hannah Banana has to wear the banana.
Pedro's not exactly like a pilot's name.
I don't know many pilots to know the answer to that.
Well, I don't know many pilots from the 1920s.
No, that's a really good point. We all wondered where Amelia Earhart went. Ta-da!
Ta-da! Here she is, beautiful girl. I should have dressed as the man from Del Monte. There used to be an advert in the 80s where like Del Monte like sold fruit in cans, and this guy was the man from Del Monte, and he wore like a white Panama suit and a white Panama hat, and the tagline was, "Oh, the man from Del Monte, he say yes." And that was like him saying that the fruit's good enough to go in the cans, you know? So if I was dressed as him and you were dressed as a banana, that kind of would work better than my being dressed as Amelia Earhart and you being dressed as some sort of sex fruit head.
Hold on. Am I going to have to put this on again? Can I wear a different one?
No, I don't know. I'm not going out and buying some man. No one knows the man from Del Monte reference anymore because it was in the 80s. Do you know what? The only other people that know that reference are people that are from England in the 80s who would remember a fruit advert. It's not many people.
And not many of those would listen to our podcast.
You know, as you get older, the window of references gets narrower and narrower. Like the things that you have to talk about, like you got to remember. For me, like yesterday, I was 20. So yesterday I'd make those references and like everybody would be like, yeah, I remember that. And now, you know, I'm fucking old.
You're in the...
Now I say, oh, do you remember the man from Del Monte? And you say...
No.
Exactly.
Sorry about that. We did both get the check shirt memo though.
There was no memo.
Oh, I should have worn my pyjamas.
Well, plaid. Is American? We call it check shirt. Americans call it plaid though, don't they?
Yeah. I don't know why.
I wonder where plaid comes from, the idea of plaid.
Yeah, no. That's not a conversation. I feel like my banana's tickling the microphone, but I don't think it is. I think it's me.
Yeah,
Can you hear it?
Yeah, but you just keep fucking about. You put a hat on you and just keep fucking about. There's loads of interference, Hannah. You've literally all I've heard is you.
No, it's that, look, all I do is go.
Yeah, but now you're doing it on purpose. So for people just listening, they're going to be like, "Oh, that's really annoying. I don't want to listen to this anymore." Thanks a lot,
Stop
Hannah.
moving.
Thanks a lot.
I'll just freeze.
You've screwed it up for everybody. My God, I can't believe it. Okay, so let's go into our segments. So today, unlike yesterday, well, we did explain yesterday we're only going to do like near 15 minutes,
Yeah.
13, 15, 18, 20 maybe minutes of episodes.
However long we feel like.
Yeah, well, we're going to try and keep it a bit shorter because, I ain't got all day to do it. And hours and hours of listening to it, it's great for some people, but...
Not so much for everyone
if you want to listen to a 2-hour episode, listen to someone else. We ain't got that much interesting to talk about, right?
No, that's true.
I know I ain't. You?
No, it's very true.
There you go. Fair enough. Okay. So we have new segments that we do now, and one of those is Hannah's Dream Analysis segment.
Dun, dun, dun.
No, we've got actually a jingle for it. So
well, that ruined it.
yeah, so we don't need you to do a jingle on the fly because we have an actual jingle that we took time to put in this fucking mixing desk.
Sorry.
Right.
I like my jingle.
Okay. Well, do you want to just scrap this jingle
No,
then?
no,
and do
no.
your own
Press
jingle
the
from now on?
button.
No, I'm not
Just
pressing the
press
button.
it. Press it.
I'll give a little bit of backstory before I press the button. A very good friend of ours, their dream was... Oh, do you want to tell them? You tell
No,
them.
because I don't remember the whole thing. But
Well, I don't remember the whole thing, but there's only one bit really that matters.
it was in quite a polite society of people when she just decided to announce to us what her dream was in front of everyone. And I can't remember the beginning part, but she was somewhere.
Okay, you know what? I can't remember
And
any part of the dream apart from the main part,
No,
which is when she was.
No, wait. So
Oh,
she
God.
she was running away from somewhere and ran into the sea, and then she and her friend were being held hostage by terrorists. Now you can say the punchline.
Okay, the only part that matters is that our friend had a dream that she was jacking off a terrorist, and those are her words.
Her exact words, because nobody says jacking off.
Jacking off. Who says jacking off anymore? Whoever said it? Only people from New York in the 70s maybe said, "Oh, I'll jack you off. I'm jacking off."
You'd think it was like an older term, like coming from someone older, but she's a baby.
So let's explore that.
in
So
her 20s.
what would you say? What would you say? I mean, obviously the English reference is wanking off, or giving someone a hand job.
Yeah, those are the normal terms that I would have expected to come out of her mouth, not.
Yeah. So you would say, "Oh, I was giving a terrorist a hand job."
Yeah, I suppose.
Well, what would you say if it was
no,
your
that's
dream?
probably exactly how I would
Okay,
say
it then.
No way.
Say it. Say.
I'm not the one who had this twisted
But still,
dream.
just say it like it should be said. You're no fun, you. You're no fun at all. Yeah, she said jacking off a terrorist, and first of all, I was like, okay, so it's pretty funny that you had a dream that you were jacking off a terrorist. But what's more funny than that is that you're using the phrase jacking off. Nobody says jacking off. Even her own mum said nobody uses that phrase ever.
What's funny is that she just talks about stuff like that in front of her mum. Poor mother.
It's good to have an open relationship. Anyway, Anna's done a dream analysis of this whole jacking off episode, and here we go. Hannah's dream analysis. Oh,
are you pressing it? Because I'll do my dun again.
See, we're rusty.
No,
this is only the second episode.
It's
wasn't
because
it?
my dun dun dun.
Yeah, because you ruined it with your dun dun dun.
You try not to swear.
Okay, ready? Hannah's dream analysis. So Hannah, explain why Ella had a dream. Oh, I shouldn't say her name, Ella. Explain why Ella had a dream.
Literally the one
that
thing
she
you're not
jacked off.
supposed to say.
Explain why this unknown person had a dream that they jacked off a terrorist.
Okay, so to dream you're being kidnapped. It denotes feelings of being trapped and restricted. To see someone. So, part of this dream was that the before the jacking off happened, the knife was in her, like he was holding a knife to her back, like holding her hostage with a knife in her back. So apparently holding in your dream suggests that you lack control or power in a situation or a relationship. Dun, dun, dun.
So we think it was to do with the fact that she hates her partner.
Whoa.
Is that what we're saying,
that's
Hannah?
quite dramatic.
Are we trying to
Her
ruin
partner
a
is one of
relationship?
our 5 listeners.
So the whole jacking off a terrorist is about control.
Well, the sex part is, I had to write these all down because there's so many elements to this dream, but the sex part is, and especially with a stranger, represents uncertainty about what's ahead.
What? But why not? Why not just dream something like, oh, you're in a casino and you don't know whether to lay a bet, or you're standing in the road and a bus is coming and you don't know how quickly to move.
Alternatively, it could have been her. It could have been her desires, though. Like she actually did feel like she wanted to do that because it was in front of a lot of people, I think. So maybe she's just got that. What is it? Voyeurism. What is it?
So we think that maybe she does want to jack off a terrorist.
Maybe, but
in front of loads of people. I think that's a lot more likely. So, in conclusion, our friend who shall remain unnamed, you definitely want to wank off a terrorist in front of a group of people. Good for you. That's Hannah's dream analysis. Bada bing, on to the next one. We're going to do joke of the day now.
Okay.
It's very short. I've kept it very short, Hannah, already. Why do women have orgasms?
Why?
Something else to moan about. It's from the 80s. Definitely. Terrible joke. You can't even tell that joke anymore.
No, you've been in so much trouble, to be fair.
Do you know what? There are people who still like jokes like that.
I found it amusing.
Yeah,
I just felt like I needed to be a bit...
I just don't need to do long jokes because people get like, oh, fucking hell, he's going on and on with this joke. And it's, yeah.
It's the same as the dream analysis. I had like 15 points. I could have sat there all evening. It would have been a whole podcast just on a dream analysis that no one cares about.
God,
Very lovely joke. Good job. Well done.
Oh,
Proud
thank
moment.
you, Hannah.
Proud moment. Look at you just looking at your notes to work out what the hell we're going to do next.
Do you know what the part I want to...
You can't even talk to me anymore. You're just like, I don't want to talk to you anymore. I'm just going to look over here at my notes. I'll just sit here. Bananas in pajamas.
I got it. God, hell. Okay, so we were doing Tweet of the Day, and as you may recall, Twitter changed its name to X. So rather than do X of the Day, even though people still call it Tweets, but it's not called Twitter anymore, we're doing X's of the Day, as in your crazy fucking X's who may or may not have ruined your life. Hannah's going to talk about lots of hers very soon. There's going to be a long list coming up, but not today. Anyway, crazy X's. And the one I have is a guy who was dating a girl, and she had sent him a picture of her, supposedly when she was younger, because he complained that when he first started seeing her, that she'd sort of misrepresented herself online. So she sent this picture to him, and when he looked up like the details of the picture, like girl in brown bikini, blah blah blah, tanned on beach, it was like the #1 image on Google. So she just literally copied this picture, put it on a phony profile, and So, but they did see each other, but of course it didn't work out. Crazy woman.
That's a crazy man. Well, that's not a crazy ex, because why the hell, once you've worked out that is it catfishing? Catfished you?
Catfishing, yeah.
Why would you date her? That's not a scary ex. That's just a scary person.
Okay, so that's a scary ex both ways.
Yeah.
Oh, and last but not least, I'm going to talk about news of the day.
Oh, God.
News of the day. What's bubbling up in the news? Hannah.
I haven't read the news today.
No, she never reads the fucking news. Never reads
do.
the news. It's a news
Every
thing.
day
It's her generation. They don't...
You know I read the news every morning. I just didn't this morning.
No, you read the news. Right, this is what she does, yeah? You know you have like news apps on your phone where you can go in and just read it like it's normal screen size for your phone. She don't do that. What she does is she brings up like the newspaper, the whole newspaper, like as if you were holding this fucking massive broadsheet on a train on your way to work, and she looks at it on the tiny screen. So the text is so small, and she has to scroll to the left, right, top, up and bottom of the newspaper to not see this tiny little
I feel like if I use the app version or the mobile version, I miss stories. It doesn't show you everything. So if I want to actually read the article, I probably wouldn't do it that way. But when I'm scanning to make sure I don't miss any news,
Right.
I'm like zooming in, going, oh yeah, I've seen that article, seen that one. But like if I use the desktop site or the mobile site, it doesn't show it all.
Well, it's really weird.
It's a way of reading it all very
It's a really
quickly.
weird thing that you do, and it's do you know what? It's unnerving to see over your shoulder you doing it because it doesn't make no sense. Like you can't read the text, and my eyesight's pretty good, and I cannot see what you're looking at, and I don't believe you can either. I think that you've just got the page up like you're reading
I'm just
the news,
looking at the pictures.
which would make sense because you don't ever know what's going on in the fucking news.
That's really unfair. When
Well,
do
no,
I not know what's going on in the news?
Okay, so Hannah, let's start again. What's bubbling up in the news?
Bubbly. There's something about bloody Meghan Markle again.
Oh, I don't know anything about that.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what's going on. Do you remember that Ruth? There was a lady called Ruth Perry, a lady who killed herself because Ofsted, who are the school inspectors
Oh yeah,
in
that's
the UK.
awful.
They went there. Her name was Ruth Perry.
Yeah.
And she was having an Ofsted inspection at her school. It'd been a very promising school for a really long time, but it was being downgraded to like special measures or something from like outstanding, which in the UK is a massive step down. It's like saying you're failing on every level.
Yeah.
This poor woman got so upset with what was happening to her in her career, she took her life.
Yeah.
Terrible. It's absolutely so tragic. It's the worst. It's so bad. I cannot even begin to describe how it makes me feel.
Yeah.
But anyway, today I believe she's the education secretary. Let's have a look on my phone whilst I'm live because that's what professionals do.
Shall I do that too? Oh, what were you listening to before you went on your phone?
Education Secretary Gillian Keegan says she would have punched rude Ofsted staff. Apparently, the Ofsted inspectors were at a school in her constituency and were so rude to the people that worked there. Once she got the story relayed to her, or she was there, I don't know the full article. She said it made her so angry that she would like to have punched them. Ofsted are not faring well with the public right now.
No, not at all.
No, so the school inspectors for the UK have become. Do you know what? It's a really difficult situation because they do maintain standards. I mean, the fear of it is one thing, but the fact that the reality is that they award an outstanding status for a school that's functioning in an outstanding way. They put a school in special measures that needs to change things dramatically. The problem is that obviously for this lady, Ruth, poor Ruth, she was obviously in a quite a dire situation with it, and people who are in that sort of mental situation where they feel the walls are just closing in on them very, very quickly, they make quick, sporadic decisions, and that's how most people end up, doing that kind of thing. Is that they just can't see a way out. Yeah. And the fear and the anxiety is so powerful that they can't realise anything but this is the only way this is going to stop. Yeah. So from her perspective, like you can imagine, she's in this situation where she's running this school, and it's been considered a great school. She's probably got a great relationship with hundreds of parents, tens of staff, all sorts of people. Yeah. Why are you smirking?
I wasn't smirking. I've got a really big tickle because this hair is going in my nose because of the hat.
The hair's not going in your nose; it's growing out of it.
That's really rude. I get it. I thought I was going to sneeze really loudly halfway through what you were saying because what you're saying is important.
It is important, yeah. So this lady, obviously, she's dealing with all these parents, and they've all come to know her in the area. And she's obviously, at this Ofsted outstanding school. There's a lot of snobbery in the UK attached to these things.
Massively.
Yeah, and the idea that that school would have been downgraded and she would have known it was coming to special measures or whatever the circumstances were, there would have been an exodus. Parents would have pulled the school out, everybody would have blamed her, And she would have seen that coming. The anxiety attached to that for her, the embarrassment, the fear,
everything she's worked for.
Everything she's worked for, just thrown under the bus then and there by Ofsted inspectors. And she took her life. And it's absolutely disgusting that, you know, head teachers are under an enormous amount of pressure. They don't get a lot of respect for what they do. And it is a really important, really difficult,
what I'd like to know is how it is monitored, because similarly to the show that we were watching on, what did we watch it on Channel 4? The jury one, where there's 2 juries. They were doing a trial, weren't they? One that actually has gone ahead.
No,
they had
one that's happened before.
Yeah. So they had 2 juries, and they wanted to see whether those juries would actually come out with the same result.
Yeah.
They didn't.
No.
One found the person guilty and one found them not guilty. Now, with the same thing with Ofsted inspectors, I know they always used to traditionally send in 3 people. I believe that has started to become less and less and less now. However, if one set of 2 people went into that school and decided that school was outstanding, but another 2 would have gone in there and found it good, how are we ever going to really get this right? They
no.
They go
that's
through
different.
like a process and stuff.
No, that's different, because that's exactly what they're saying about that show, The Jury, in as much as they just take a cross-section of the public and they put them on a jury that decides the fate of somebody's life, whether or not they're guilty or innocent. It also leads to very much what their sentence is going to be. If that cross-section of the public are not effectively trained to understand how the legal system works to some extent, then of course the result will vary, and that's your luck on the day. That's how our system's been for many years, and many other countries around the world. They're just sort of saying, well, the reality is that it's not objective. It can't be, because the jury's different every time, you know, and they don't understand really what they're doing. So in other countries, they actually employ jurors and they teach them how to be a juror, and they can keep them like literally doing it for a year. They get their full salary and they know how they should be looking at the legal aspect of what they're dealing with. Now, a head teacher isn't somebody that just all of a sudden pops up and becomes a head teacher. They've spent years normally as a teacher, or even in a business role, that would help them understand how to manage that situation with the inspections. So in some respects, they kind of would know that the score was going down. It wouldn't be on the luck of the day. The difference between like a good and satisfactory, or a good and outstanding, or a satisfactory and special measures, that's a possibility. But when you go from outstanding to satisfactory or special measures, that's a long way down. Something dramatic has changed.
I'm not sure that hers was that dramatic, but either way, whichever way,
well, I'd like to find
the pressure was put on massively. Whatever
it was such an embarrassment for her, and she felt that the pressure of it was so much. I'm sure it was actually going to be special measures. I'm not
we'll
positive.
Have to Google that.
We have to know, But whatever the weather, who cares? The truth is that nobody deserves to go through what that woman went through. No. Nobody deserves to feel that their position is so untenable, not just in their job, but in this fucking world, that they would take their life. So, I understand that probably good for a party politician at the moment to say that they would like to punch Ofsted in the face.
Yeah. That'd do them good.
And with that, we've done 23 minutes, which is a lot more than we said we would do. So, Hannah, big kisses.